Hi folks, this is a continuation of my build series for my entry in the 2025 F1 group build. Some serious kit bashing scratch building today as I do some work on at least the front suspension, wheels, tires for the BRM P261 that I'm making. Now, I decided not to construct the front suspension with wire and soldering. It's been a few years since I've done any serious soldering, and frankly, I just don't trust my skills in that area anymore. So I decided to go to the parts bin and hunt around and see if I could kit bash and find something in there in the spare parts that would work and resemble closely or almost identically the front suspension, yes, and rear suspension for the P261. Scalextric's Lotus 25 slot car actually has got something that looks pretty ideal, and I had some of these actually pulled apart already for spare parts, so I'm going to use this front suspension. But there is an issue, and the issue is that the wheels and tires are 15-inch, or they were 15-inch in real life. And in 64, 65, the F1 teams had moved to 13-inch wheels. So it's a whole different look. Now, it's not that big an issue, of course, to detach the wheels and tires here. And I do have the appropriate 13-inch Dunlop wheels and the tires, both front and back. So that's what I'm going to use. What's the big issue, you say? Swap them out. Well, it's not quite that simple. You see, the construct of the part, as Scalextric's made it, is that the front wheels go in through an axle, and then there's a hub anchored at the wheel level, and in the center there are two hubs on each side that support the axle. A fairly deep ring here, right there, where it attaches or where the wheel spins inside it. Now the problem is that these wheels that I have, the wheels I have that are the 13-inch wheels with the appropriate inserts, won't fit in that hub. I am going to need to do some sort of workaround, and my thoughts are I'm going to basically carve out the interior of that hub, the outside hub. I won't, and dispense with the axle, I won't need that. So I get a snug fit of this shallow hub here on the back of this wheel, this aluminum wheel, that will just marry into this hub here, the plastic hub, but I've got to carve it out, and there isn't going to be a lot of room for error. So I've got to get started on that. Okay, after a fair amount of time with the mini Dremel, X-Acto knife, sanding stick, I've carved out or rounded out, opened up that hub. So I should be able now to fit the Dunlop 13-inch wheel with tire into the place there. I doubt if I'll be able to rotate wheels, but that's not important. This isn't a slot car. It's just going to be literally a shelf queen. One down and one to go. Let's take a look at what at least this side looks like with the proper wheel and tire fitted. Okay, I've got one wheel, front wheel and tire, press fitted onto my new enlarged hub. Might take out just a minute fraction more, although I won't be able to get the wheel to rotate. Now the good news, as long as I don't break this, is I won't need to have an axle running through, which would be unrealistic because it was independent front suspension. There was no axle there, but there was on the slot car. So that's the good news. The bad news, but I knew that ahead of time, is that I won't be able to get the tires to rotate, or tires and wheels to rotate. But that's okay. I'm willing to live with that. Now I've got to cut down this hub, both in terms of width and of course open up the interior diameter so it will fit so that the other front wheel and tire here will fit. Wish me luck. All right, I managed to do that without breaking anything. It was touch and go there for a while. Not a whole lot of margin for error, but I think it's going to look okay. I hope it'll be strong enough, although the body won't weigh that much, to support the front end without, of course, an axle, which there shouldn't be, running through the center. So there is now my kit-bashed front suspension system for the P261 using Scalextric's suspension parts carved out from the Lotus 25 and Ranch Design wheels and BWA inserts, and I forget who made the tires. This might have come from Paul Gage all long ago, but all found in my parts bin. So, lots of little plastic shavings all around, but I'm feeling pretty good about things, and I didn't cut my thumb off. So let's call it a success for the day.